Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Brayana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamunatira Banachari. Yamunatira Banachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamunatira Banachari. Yamunatira Banachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Ya en la prevista Vishnupada Paramahamsa Stotara Srimad Divine Grace Bhakti Sundar Goswami Srila Prabhupada ki. Ya en la prevista Vishnupada Paramahamsa Stotara Srimad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Thakur Prabhupada ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se Gaur Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki jai. Shri Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Shri Navadvip Mayapur Dham ki jai. Ganga Mai ki jai. Yamuna Mai ki jai. Tulasi Devi Maharani ki jai. Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Harir Nam Sankirtan Yagya ki jai. Girantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Narayanam namaskritya Naram chaiva narottamam Devim saraswatim vyasam Tato jayamudiraye Nasta prayesha vadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th Canto, Chapter 18, Text 11. Yat sangalabdam nijavirya vaibhavam tirtammu samprishatam himanasam haratya jonta shrutivirga tongajam Kovaina seveta mukunda vikramam Yat sangalabdam nijavirya vaibhavam tirtammu samprishatam himanasam haratya jonta shrutivirga tongajam Kovaina seveta mukunda vikramam. Please chant. Tirtamu samsprishatam himanasam. Jonta Shrutibirga Tongajam Kovaina Seveta Mukunda Vikramam Sangalabdam Nijavirya Vaibhavam Tirtamu Samprishatam Imanasam Haratya jonta shrutivirga tongajam Kovaina seveta mukunda vikramam Yat sangalabdam nijavirya vaibhavam Tirtamu samprishatam himanasam Haratya jonta shrutivirga tongajam Kovaina seveta mukunda vikramam Yat sangalabdam nijavirya vaibhavam Tirtamu samsprishatam himanasam Haratya jonta shrutivirga tongajam Kovaina seveta mukunda vikramam. Yat, of whom the devotees sangalabdam, achieved by association, nijavirya vaibhavam, whose influence is uncommon, tirtam, holy places like the Ganges, Muhu, repeatedly, sansprishatam, of those touching, he certainly, manasam, the dirty things in the mind, harati, vanquishes, aja, the supreme unborn one, anta, In the core of the heart, Shruti, by the ears, Gataha, entered, Angajam, dirty things or infections of the body. Kaha, who, vai, indeed, na, not, seveta, will serve, Mukunda Vikramam, the glorious activities of Mukunda, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Translation. By associating with persons for whom the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Mukunda, is the all in all, one can hear of his powerful activities and soon come to understand them. The activities of Mukunda are so potent that simply by hearing of them, one immediately associates with the Lord. For a person who constantly and very eagerly hears narrations of the Lord's powerful activities, the Absolute True, the Personality of Godhead in the form of sound vibrations enters within his heart and cleanses it of all contamination. On the other hand, although bathing in the Ganges diminishes bodily contaminations and infections, this process and the process of visiting holy places can cleanse the heart only after a long time. Therefore, who's the sane man who will not associate with devotees to quickly perfect his life? Purport. Bathing in the Ganges can certainly cure one of many infectious diseases, but it cannot cleanse one's materially attached mind, which create all kinds of contaminations in material existence. However, one who directly associates with the Supreme Lord by hearing of his activities cleanses the dirt from his mind and very soon comes to Krishna consciousness. Sutta Goswami confirms this in Srimad Bhagavatam 1-17. Shrimbatam Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridandastohya Badrani Vidunoti Suritsatam. The Supreme Lord within everyone's heart becomes very pleased when a person hears narrations of his activities, and he personally cleanses the dirt from the mind of the listener. Hridiyantastohya Badrani Vidunoti. He washes off all dirt from the mind. Material existence is caused by dirty things within the mind. If one can cleanse his mind, he immediately comes to his original position of Krishna consciousness, and thus his life becomes successful. Therefore, all the great saints in the devotional line very strongly recommend the process of hearing. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced the congregational chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra to give everyone a chance to hear Krishna's holy name. For simply by hearing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, one becomes purified, Chetodarpanamarjana. Therefore, our Krishna consciousness movement is chiefly engaged in chanting the Hare Krishna mantra all over the world. After one's mind becomes cleansed by chanting Hare Krishna, one gradually comes to the platform of Krishna consciousness and then reads books like Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and the Nectar of Devotion. In this way, one becomes more and more purified of material contamination. As stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam 1-18, Nasta prayesha vadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama-shloke bhaktir bhavati nashniki. By regularly hearing the Bhagavatam and rendering service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is practically destroyed, and loving service unto the glorious Lord, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. In this way, simply by hearing of the powerful activities of the Lord, the devotee's heart becomes almost completely cleansed of material contamination, and thus his original position as an eternal servant who is part and parcel of the Lord becomes manifest. While the devotee engages in devotional service, the passionate and ignorant modes of material nature are gradually vanquished, and then he acts only in the mode of goodness. At that time he becomes happy and gradually advances in Krishna consciousness. All the great acharyas strongly recommend that people be given a chance to hear about the Supreme Lord. The success is assured. The more we clean the dirt of material attachment from our hearts, the more we will be attracted by Krishna's name, form, qualities, paraphernalia, and activities. This is the sum and substance of the Krishna consciousness movement. Om Agyanati Mirandasya Yananjana Salakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born darkest of ignorance, and my spiritual master Srila Prabhupada opens my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my humble respectful obeisance unto him. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Again, by associating with persons for whom the Supreme Personality of Godhead Mukunda is the all in all, one can hear of his powerful activities and soon come to understand them. The activities of Mukunda are so potent that simply by hearing of them, one immediately associates with the Lord. For a person who constantly and very eagerly hears narrations of the Lord's powerful activities, the Absolute Truth, the Personality of Godhead, in the form of sound vibrations, enters within his heart and cleanses it of all contamination. On the other hand, although bathing in the Ganges diminishes bodily contamination and infection, this process and the process of visiting holy places can cleanse the heart only after a long time. Therefore, who is the sane man who will not associate with devotees to quickly perfect his life? That's a question being asked. Who's the sane man who will not take advantage of associating with devotees to quickly perfect his life? So the benefit of associating with devotees, we have the opportunity to chant together the holy name of the Lord and to hear about the Lord's teachings and activities. So that process is much more powerful than bathing in the holy Ganges every day. It is said that it will purify the person, of course, but after a long time. If you go to a building and you want to reach the topmost floor, there is two ways to do it. You go through the stairs or you take the elevator. You will reach anyway, either way, but the elevator will take you much more quickly up there. Stairs, you will get tired. And it will take you a long time. It will take you a long time. So, just by, the idea of going to a holy place, not just to take bath in a holy river, but to associate with saintly persons who live there and hear from them about Krishna. Because that's much more powerful. I mean, the river Ganges came from the lotus feet of the Lord when Vamanadeva pierced the universe, the covering of the universe, with his left toe, because he was given charity by Bali Maharaj, 3 steps. That's what he asked for. Bali Maharaj said, "Why are you asking me so little? Please ask more. I can give you much more land. House, wife, gold, whatever you like, you can ask me. I'm a rich man. Very powerful. Why you're asking so little? No, I don't want to be very greedy Brahmana. I just want 3 steps so I can make a kunda for yagya to worship Lord Vishnu. That's all I need. All right, take it. Let's do the Achmanan. But the guru of the demons, the Asuras, what was his name? Sukracharya. He said, don't give him anything. This is Vishnu in disguise. He's going to take everything away from you. And Bali Maharaj was bewildered. He said, why this guru is telling me not to serve the Lord? First he advised me to do yagya to please the demigods and Lord Vishnu so I can become opulent and conquer the universe. And now the Lord comes in front of me and he's telling me not to give him anything. That's contradictory. I can't accept such instruction from this guru. So he rejected the guru. I mean, because any guru who gives instruction against devotional service should be rejected. Because guru should engage people, encourage people to do devotional service to please the Lord, not to stop doing it. So anyway, but Sukracharya, with his mystic power, would not allow the water to come out of the lota, Lota has a hole, and it's a peak. But the water will not come out. So, Bhavanadev took a kusha grass and pierced it. So the water started coming out. When he pierced the hole in the lota, Sukracharya's eye got pierced. It was red, with blood in it. And then he took Vishvarupa, gigantic form. First step was the right foot. Always in Mexico they have a saying, if things go wrong on any given day, I step with my left foot, today from bed. Actually in the Vedas it is said that one should rise from bed with the right foot and give a prayer to Mother Earth. The forgiveness for stepping on her that day. Samudra vasane devi parvatastana mandite Vishnu patni namastubhyam padasparsha samaswame. My dear Bhumi Devi, you are surrounded by mountains and oceans and you are the eternal consort of Lord Vishnu. Please forgive me for stepping on you on this day. Beautiful. That's in the Archana Padati, worshipping the deity, the mantras there. So you see the Vedic culture takes care of everything, All these things are there. It's not mandatory. Once Prabhupada told Jayadvaita Swami, if you are putting on tilak and you forget the mantra, just say Hare Krishna. But it doesn't harm to know those things, does it? Also, when I see the sun, nowadays it's difficult to see the sun, so cloudy every day. I was surprised that in May in San Diego, cloudy every day and cool. It's like beginning of winter or fall, Doesn't look like summer at all. Yesterday the sun was there at around noontime. But it's nice, pleasant weather actually. Not cold, not hot. It's nice. We're only missing the sun. So there is a prayer also in the Brahma Samhita to offer to the sun, as the eye of the Lord. Yachakshuresa savita sakalagrahanam raja samasta murti rasheshateja yasyagya brahmati sambrita kalachakro govinda madhipurusham tamaham bhajami. I offer my open spirit to Govinda, who's by his power, the sun obeys him, giving light and heat to all the universe with great power. And he's one of the eyes of the Lord. So we can see everything in Krishna consciousness. This morning I went for a walk, as usually I do. And what do you call that place near the beach, in front of the ocean? The pier? Yeah, pier walk. And I saw it was cool, and so many young people doing surf, And I remember that Prabhupada went to Hawaii, and he saw them, and he said, they should not be called surfers, but sufferers. Sufferers, they are suffering. Standing there in the cold water, waiting for a wave. They think they're enjoying. What is the enjoyment of that? The fishes can swim much better, jump much better. and the waves, the dolphin can go whoosh. So if you want to enjoy like a dolphin, you can become dolphin next life. So people don't know, actually. Only due to ignorance, they trying to find happiness in a place which is, according to Krishna, dukkhalaya mashashvatam, temporary and full of miseries. The actual happiness of the devotee is to associate with other devotees and to hear and chant about Krishna, to remember Krishna. That's the happiness, the real happiness. Because everything about Krishna is transcendental and blissful. Because he's Ananda Mayobhya Sat, he's the origin of all Ananda, all bliss. I also, while chanting, I was meditating on the fact that Krishna is so wonderful. I mean, he has his own word, perfect word. And he's the supreme enjoyer. He has so many beautiful girlfriends who loves him like anything. And his dearest, Radharani, she loves him so much, So he's surrounded by loving friends, loving parents, loving girlfriends, and he just enjoy playing the flute and dance. And when he come to the material world, he enjoy killing some demons also. In the spiritual world, there are no demons, only rumors. The demons are coming. That no demons show up. Srila Sanatana Goswami explained that when sometimes demons are killed by Krishna, they become liberated, and some of them go to the spiritual world. And he explained that Arishtasura, the bull that Krishna killed, is there in Goloka. And he's giving ride to all the inhabitants of Goloka on his back, and he gives them ride everywhere. and Kaliya is also there. And Krishna want to go to Mathura, so he climbs on the back of Kaliya, and Kaliya takes him to Mathura. For what purpose? He wants to kill Kamsa. But there is no Kamsa, there is no demon in the spiritual world. So Yoga Maya created so-called Kamsa. And Krishna killed him and come back the same day. And after some time he forget that he killed him. I have to go to kill Kamsa. So Yoga Maya is the internal potency of Krishna. And she helps Krishna in his pastimes. In different ways. She knows the desire of Krishna. And according to his desire, she acts, to please him, to assist him. So, Srila Bhakti Sundar Saraswati Thakur, he was publishing a newspaper every day in Calcutta about Krishna consciousness. And one man asked him, how can you publish a spiritual magazine every day? He said, what's the problem? Here in Calcutta, so many newspapers are printed every day with news, local or national, international news. And this material world all about is 1/4 of the Ekapada Vibhuti, and Tripada Vibhuti, the 3/4 are the spiritual world. So we can publish a newspaper every minute, but where are the listeners? The news of the spiritual world are much bigger to share with, but where are the interested readers? We need that, more of them. So like that, we have to understand that the reason for our entanglement in this world is the dirty things in the mind. So in order to cleanse the mind from all dirty things, we have to continuously hear and chant and remember and do service to Krishna. That's the process. Krishna is in the heart, and when one engages in his loving service by hearing his glories, chanting and remembering him, Krishna is the Lord in the heart. He cleans the mind of the devotee, cleans the heart of the devotee. That's the way it works. And has to be done regularly, daily. Because we accumulated so many dirty things for many lifetimes. Many lifetimes. The same mind we have now, the same mind we've been having all millions of bodies. Because the body takes the soul from one body to the other. So that we have the same mind through so many bodies, and this mind is so, polluted from so many attachment from past lives. So it takes time to purify the mind fully, completely. But once the process starts, then the cleansing process starts. Sometimes the devotee asked me this question: why after so many years chanting Hare Krishna, I do still, have a disturbed mind? Things come to my mind they didn't come when I start chanting, until now. Why is that? I tell them, if you enter a room in your house that you haven't cleaned for 5 years, of course a lot of dust will be there. And if you start sweeping, so many dust will come up, filling the room. You get desperate. Oh, so much dirt, better I leave it like that. But no, you should do it. You should do it patiently and gradually, every day don't try to take all one. Every day take some. Every day take some. Don't get desperate. Don't enter into panic. Every day get some dirt out. Eventually, in few days, the room will be clean again. So that's the process. Because when you start cleaning the mind, you agitate the dirt which is sitting at the bottom, and suddenly so many things comes up. Unwanted things. But one should not panic or desperate. Just, keep calm and keep chanting Hare Krishna and keep sweeping every day. Take the more you can out of the room, out of the mind. The mind is the mad woman of the house. The house is the body. And the mad woman of the house is the mind. Don't pay too much attention to it. Just ignore her. If you go to a mad house and someone will come to talk to you all kind of nonsense, you don't take it seriously. Oh, yeah, you're right, yes. But you don't listen to what, you don't pay attention to it. So we have to ignore the mind like that, not pay attention to it. Pay more attention to what the pure devotees and Krishna are saying for our own spiritual eternal benefit. So we have to see our priorities in our spiritual life and to pay more attention to cleanse the mind diligently on a daily basis. If you have a big jar and you want to fill it up with water, but only one drop is coming out, don't desperate. Put the jar there. Let gradually will be filled. One day it will be filled up. No matter how big, drop by drop, it will be filled up. Just a question of patience and not giving up. What a waste of time. Let me take the jar away. It's going to take too much time. No, be patient. Be enthusiastic. Endeavor every day. We have to do that. And one day, any given day, you will receive the result. The minds become very peaceful and full of Krishna consciousness, and we will be fully happy. And success is guaranteed. We will be able to think of Krishna at the time of death. And we made it. That's it. So everything we are learning in this life, everything we are practicing in this life, will be put to test at the time of death. So that's why it's so important to practice daily basis, Get up early, chant 16 rounds, follow 4 regulative principles, hear Srimad Bhagavatam, come to the Arti, chant, dance, be happy. All right, any comment or questions, please?
Thank you very much, Maharaj, for the class. It's in a purport, it says, the Supreme Lord within everyone's heart becomes very pleased when a person hears narrations of his activities, and he personally cleanses the dirt from the mind of the listener. So my understanding is that the dirt is substituted with happiness, the bliss, and the Paramatma is helping you. Could you maybe comment on that a little more? How the cleansing is happening? How does it work?
Since Krishna is the Supreme Pure, everything about Him is pure. His name, His form, His qualities and activities. When devotees engage in hearing and chanting about Krishna, Krishna who is sitting in the heart as Paramatma, He is pleased with that activities of the devotees, and He cleans the heart from inside. Of course, we have to do that regularly, so the cleansing will go on. Like we have accumulated so many dirty things from so many millions of lifetimes. That's why it is a slow process. Bhakti yoga is a slow process. Takes many years. But it works. Definitely it will work. So the heart can be cleansed, but we have to be careful not to put more dirt in it again. That's the point. If you keep cleaning and putting back the dirt again, like you have seen this caricature, somebody cleaning the room and he puts the dirt under the carpet. Oh, nobody's watching. So the point is not to put back again. If we keep cleansing and not putting more dirt again, then one day we'll become clean. Perfectly clean. Like the song of George Harrison say that I see the floor needs what did he say? Need cleansing. He's actually talking about cleansing his mind. He knew the philosophy, of course. Oh.
And when you clean the mind, instead of dirt, you accumulate something, the opposite, you accumulate happiness, right, from that process.
Yeah, it is said in the Nectar of Devotion, when the gopis start singing the glories of Krishna, the Yamuna river became milk, white milk. They were churning to make butter from it. And the dress of Balaram, which always are blue, became white like snow. So when the glories of the Lord are heard and chant, everything, all the atmosphere become auspicious, become clean. That's what we want. Prabhupada said cleanliness next to godliness. Not only external cleanliness, we take bath every day, and clean cloth every day, but internally also we have to clean the mind, the heart.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, I just want to let you know there is one question pending on the Zoom.
Please do.
Maharaj, my humble obeisances, may I?
Please do.
Maharaj, my question is, some people think that perfection of life is the same as being rich, lots of money. What is your view upon this principle?
Well, as a material perfection, no doubt. Once a friend asks his friend, two friends, one asking the other, are you intelligent? He said, let me see in my pocket. If I have money, I'm intelligent. Of course, that's material intelligence. I mean, material perfection, to have money, that's okay. Material, but we are talking about spiritual perfection. If you get money, that's okay. It may ease your life, make it more comfortable, but doesn't stop old age, birth, and death. So it's not real perfection, just temporary relief of troubles, but doesn't make the last solution to life. The last and ever solution to life is to become pure devotee and go back to Godhead. Stop the suffering and reincarnation for good. That's the real perfection. Materially, okay, there's nothing wrong with have money, but use it for Krishna's service. Don't use it for sense gratification. You become more entangled. It's also Krishna's energy. Use it wisely. Donate to the temple. And to the devotees also. I mean, to say those who are serving Krishna, they also can be helped because they are doing service. They are going to use that in the Krishna service, isn't it? So anyway, thank you very much. Yes, Mukunda Prabhu, you have a question?
Yeah. In the, I don't remember which number verse it is in Upadeshamrita, but when it's saying that one shouldn't judge a devotee by their bodily condition, because spiritually they may be very advanced and have a lot of potency spiritually, and it compares it to how the Ganges is materially may look polluted or dirty, but spiritually it has spiritual potency.
That's
spiritually
correct.
Purifying.
That's correct, yes.
And of course, in that verse, I think it's just saying like it may have like mud and
That's
bubbles or something.
Upadeshamrita.
Yeah, Upadeshamrita. Oh. But maybe more graphically, I think, and more so currently, in more modern days, it's much more materially polluted. And so, but still I'll hear, my understanding was, or the way I've always heard it, or understood it, was that, like right now, when I first swam in the Ganges, I ran into a dead goat. And sometimes, you'll see stools in it, or you'll see, and some devotees will still drink from it. And the point is that, and just like we'll swim in it. And the point is
look for a cleaner spot.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to go to where all these things are there. There are better spots you can get. I mean to say, the point is very interesting that they made scientific analysis of the Ganges water, and they found all kind of antiseptic in it. It has the power to clean itself. You know, they found that. I don't know, it has one more molecule that the ordinary water doesn't have. And that like has the power to clean itself, you know? And the scientists made the conclusion that must be something from the mud on the bottom that has this power of, you know, they come to. But we know the reason is because there's holy water coming from the lotus feet of the Lord, you know? Of course, the Indian government's trying to make an effort to cleanse the Ganges, you know, and the Yamuna from all these things. Of course, is desirable, you know, that no dirty things should come into the holy rivers. But sometimes as Kali Yuga things happen like that. But because of that, one should not stop, you know, bathing in the Ganges, you know. I know Gaur Govinda Maharaj, when he was in Mayapur, he would ask disciples to go and bring him water from the center of the river, Ganges, not from the shore, but from the center. And they will strain it, you know, with a cloth, and he will drink that. He will drink it. So depend how much faith you have also. If you have little faith, don't do it.
Well, I guess what I was leading to was, so someone will drink the Ganges water, and they'll say that the understanding will be that, well, even if I may get hepatitis or something, it'll be, it's at the very least,
then
it's spiritually.
don't do it. If you don't have that much faith, don't do it.
So
don't do nothing artificial.
So the argument is that even if there is some material side effect, it's very spiritually nourishing, very spiritually purifying.
Yeah.
And so that's why I wanted contrasting that with the first line of the purport is that bathing in the Ganges can certainly cure one materially.
Yes.
But it cannot cleanse one's materially attached mind. So that's why I'm curious.
It will, but after a long time. That's what the verse said, after a long time.
Well, I guess in the purport it
can
says
cleanse the heart only after a long time. That's in the translation.
Mm-hmm.
And the process of visiting holy places can cleanse the heart only after a long time. But if one associates with devotee and hear and chant about Krishna, that quickly perfect one's life. So either you want it slow, very, very long time, or you want it more quick.
Stay here.
So in the purport when it says, but it cannot cleanse one's materially attached mind, which creates material existence, that should mean over
that means will take a long time, not immediately.
Okay, thank you.
Will take much more time. Yes. All right, very good. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari Bol.